So in this video we'll be looking into some direct practice problems to make ourselves comfortable with the formulas that we learned in the previous class. So let's start with the first one. Find n A union B if n A is 35, n B is 24 and n A intersection B is 11. We can use the first formula that we learned in the previous video to solve this problem. So we know what the formula is. It is n A union B, that is equals to n A plus n B subtract n A intersection B. Now if you have a look at this question, they have given n A, they say it is 35, they have given n B 24, and they've also given n A intersection B, and they're just asking you to find n A union B. Since they've given 3 variables out of the 4 in this equation, we can go ahead and plug in the values to find out what A union B is. So n A union B, that is equals to n A is given as 35, n B is 24, and n A intersection B is 11. So 35 plus 24 minus 11 is 48. So n A union B is 48. So this means there are 48 elements that belong to the set A union B. Alright, so now let's go to the second question. Find NP intersection Q if NP is equal to 70, NQ is equal to 55, and NP union Q is equal to 110. Now we know the formula is the union set is equal to the sum of the two individual sets, take away the intersection set. And in this question they have given NP, they have given NQ, they have given NP union Q. The question is NP intersection Q. So let's go ahead and plug in the values. NP union Q is 110, NP is 70, NQ is 55, subtract, we don't know what NP intersection Q is, so I'll just call it X. We just need to find that X. Now this is just a simple algebraic equation. Let's go ahead and solve this. 110 equals 70 plus 55 is 125 minus X. So I'm going to subject X by adding X both the sides. Now if I add X to the both sides of the equation, then I can go ahead and write X plus 110 equals 125, and this minus X and plus X will just cancel off each other. That's just 0. Now I can go ahead and move the 110 to the right hand side. So if I subtract 110 from both sides, on the left hand side the 110 and minus 110 will cancel off each other, so there's no more numbers on the left hand side, and the right hand side is just 125 minus 110, that's just 15. So now we found that NP intersection Q is just 15, and that's the answer. So the number of elements inside the intersection set is 15. Alright, so now let's have a look at the third question. Again, it's the same formula there, so let's go ahead and write it. The union set is equals to the sum of the individual sets minus the intersection set. Now in this one, the question is NY. They're asking what NY is, while they've given the union, the X set and the intersection set. So again, this shouldn't be a problem because we only have one unknown variable. So let's go ahead and plug in the values first. X union Y is 29 and NX is 16, NY is unknown, so let's make it X, and the intersection set is 5. So I can simplify this as 16 minus 5. I can subtract these two, 16 and minus 5, and I get 11. 11 plus X. So if I subtract 11 from the other side, X is equal to 18, which means NY, the number of elements in Y, is 18. Now the final question. Find NA if NB is 24, NB complement is 16, and NA complement is 15. So if you see here, the complement sets are involved, which means the second formula needs to be used in order to solve this problem. So the second formula simply says the number of elements in a set added to the number of elements in its complement set equals the total number of elements inside the universal set. Now our question is to find NA. So we need to find NA. We have NA complement, so this is being given, but we do not know N universal set. So in here we have two unknowns in the same equation, which means we can solve it. So we need to find the number of elements in the universal set for us to find NA. So to find the number of elements in the universal set, we use the set B. So we can rewrite the same formula. We can say number of elements in set B added to the number of elements in the complement of set B should also be equal to number of elements in the universal set. So let's go ahead and plug in the values. And if we consider this formula, we see that NB is given, NB complement is given. The only question is N universal set. And since there is only one unknown, we can solve this equation. So NB is 24, NB complement is 16 equals N universal set. So therefore N universal set is just 24 plus 16, which is 40. And now if we go back to the previous formula, we realize that now we have N universal set. So this equation now only has one unknown, which is NA, or the number of elements in A. So we can now find it by plugging in the remaining values. So NA is the question mark. So I'll write that as it is. NA complement is 15 and N universal set is 40. We just found it. So NA is basically 40 take away 15, which is 25. So the number of elements in set A is 25. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you found it useful, smash the like button and subscribe for more similar videos. Also, feel free to comment below if you have any questions or if you have any topics that you want to suggest for my next videos. See you in the next video.